welcome to my channel. I'm Lorryn Heather, the brand chick, and this channel is all about building your most profitable brand, starting your dream business, making a little extra bank, and getting your entrepreneur life all the way together. So let me tell you a little bit about me, because I know you're like, who is this chick? Like, who's the brand chick? Like, why should I listen to her? I know how you guys think, because I think that about some people too. Like, what you talking about? So a little bit about me. I am a 12-year... before we get into this, I just want to introduce you guys to my stickies. I'm kind of a sticky note addict, as you can see. I like to put things up. I'm very visual, and so I got stickies everywhere. I got stickies all over my desk. Anyway, I've been a graphic designer on the side for about the last 12 years. I've also had a regular 9-to-5 job until recently. Yes, in the middle of a pandemic, a job that I moved to another state for said, bye-bye. So, here I am. For almost the entire 12 years, I've done graphic design as a side hustle. If you want to call it that, I make money. But if you want to call it that, a side hustle, I had a regular 9-to-5 job while I was taking on clients when I got home. I've been a graphic designer for a very long time. I've acquired a lot of knowledge. Let me say this, I don't have a degree in graphic design, but guess what? People pay me to do what I'm good at, what I love, and graphic design is one of those things. It's either a natural talent or something you can learn how to do. People pay me, like I said, to do something that I love because I'm good at it. And guess what? You can't tell me that I'm not good at what I do. I am getting my graphic design degree. Why are you doing it like that? Like, it's okay, we'll be fine. It is something that I wanted to do for myself. It's something that I've wanted to achieve for some time now. And I also want to set a precedent to my children that, hey, mom got a degree. Now I should probably get a degree and get one better than her, right? So if I've got a bachelor's degree, my kids are going to be like, because I teach them that way. My kids are going to be like, yeah, I'm getting a master's degree. And their kids are going to be like, I'm getting a PhD, right? So it's a personal thing. It's a personal goal. It's not necessarily teaching me talent that I already have, I feel innately. I've just always been this visually stimulated and inclined person. I'm creative at heart. I love everything about graphic design and branding. I'm so excited. I love fonts and I love colors. It's just, I can sit at my computer all day and do it all day. I love helping entrepreneurs start their businesses and develop their dream brands, their perfect brand, whatever that is in their mind. I love helping them achieve that. I love not only starting my own businesses, but helping them get theirs off the ground. Teaching them the things that they need to know, basic things like how to start your own website, like how long does that take, how much does it cost, like understanding social media. I have had clients who are like, I hate social media, and I'm like, but you want to grow, right? You want to make money. You got to understand and know how to use social media to your benefit, right? So I really love helping people do that. I love seeing my clients become stronger and more confident entrepreneurs, and that really is my objective here. I want you guys to be stronger, more equipped, more confident entrepreneurs, so you can go out and do what it is that you do and nobody can tell you that you ain't good at what you do. I want you to have the confidence that I have about what I do, about what you do. So if that sounds like you came to the right channel. If you want to make a little extra money, or you want to go into entrepreneurship full-time, this is where you need to be. I understand both sides of the coin. I understand what it means to have to work a regular job and work on your business at the same time. And now I understand, how much it takes to work on your brand full-time. Entrepreneurship is a whole faith walk. It's not something that you do because, everybody else is doing it. It's something that you do because you love it. And I want you guys to understand all the things that it takes in order to be a successful entrepreneur, to build your brand the way that you want it, and a way that converts followers and your subscribers to paying clients. Before we jump into the 3 big no-nos of branding, right, and how to fix them, how to correct them, let's talk about what branding is, why it's important, and what elements do you need to create a brand. Google says, branding is a method of marketing used to distinguish a business or company using a name, symbol, logo, or design. And I'm going to go right ahead and say that you need all those things and then some. There's some things that are not included in that definition of branding that you are definitely going to need and definitely going to need to understand in order to create your profitable brand, right? Branding is how people perceive you and your company. What they see. What is it that they see? What is it they feel when they interact with you and your brand? You want them to feel something positive and binding and connecting. You want them to connect with you ultimately, because that is what's going to bring them back. That's what's going to have them telling homegirl at the beauty salon and homeboy at the barbershop, yo, you need to go check out my girl. You need to go check out my boy. And they're doing this. They're doing big things. You want to be the name in the room that people are talking about when they're talking about whatever your niche is, whatever your talent is, whatever your ability is. You want to be the name in the room that people, whatever your talent is, whatever your ability is, you want to be the name in the room that people are saying, right? Right. I know you do. Now let's talk about why branding is important. It's not just to make money, right? Ultimately, you do want to be profitable. You want to make money. But other than that, why is branding important? Branding makes you unique. It makes you identifiable and different from every other brand there is out there. There is a way to do that effectively, to be unique, even in a saturated market. Even if you feel like you are in an area that is just completely saturated with people doing the same thing, saying the same thing, looking the same way, with the same kind of website, you want to be different. I'll probably do a video later on down the line and go into more specifics about how to really be unique and identifiable in a saturated market. Why is branding important? Branding is important because it distinguishes you from other brands. It creates brand awareness. It drives new and repeat business. It builds brand trust and brand loyalty. It increases even your brand's value. How people see your brand being of value. That means they're going to spend, if they see that your brand has value, they're going to spend money with you. When sponsors see that your brand has value, they're going to pay you to promote whatever their product is using your brand. It's important. Now let's talk about what elements you need to create a brand. Now understand again that this is a high level overview of what you need. I could spend all day going into detail about these individual elements, but for all intents and purposes, in this video, we will not do that. I'll have tons of video and tons of content to help you guys really understand what you need to create this profitable brand I'm talking about. Some of the most important elements that you really need to think about up front when you are branding your business or your company is your business name, your logo, and that could be typographic or photographic. It could be a symbol. Your visual aesthetic, which includes your colors and the feel of your brand. Is it modern? Is it minimalist? Is it black and white? Is it full of color, very colorful, vibrant, bold? Your visual aesthetic includes colors and the sort of overall theme of your brand. In addition to your business name, your logo, and your visual aesthetic, which I think most people understand are part of a brand, there are two additional things that I don't feel are talked about enough. And those two things are your core values and consistency. Core values, what are those? It's what you believe about you. It's what you believe about your brand. It's what you believe about your products and your services. How are you helping people? What problems are you solving? What is it that you're trying to instill in your audience that is different from every other brand out there? That is going to be dependent on you as a person, because you ultimately are your brand. They are not going, people aren't seeing you be consistent. They aren't going to consistently give you their money. That's just the bottom line. I'm going to make it cut and dry for you. I'm not going to put no sugar on it. This is just what you're going to get. You're going to get the truth from me, the brand chick. I want your brand to be profitable. And if I don't tell you the truth, if I don't give you honesty, then your brand is going to flop. And you don't want that. I don't want that. We don't want that, right? So now, let's talk about the 3 big branding no-nos that we're doing. And let's talk about how to fix them. Number 3 is stop copying everything you like and everything you see. There's something important that I feel going and looking at your competitors and seeing what other people are doing in the market does. It's important because you do need to know, just for market research purposes, what's going on in your area of expertise. You need to know what people are offering, where people are lacking, so that you can provide that, right? That's a niche, right? So going and seeing what other people are doing is very important. But there's a fine line between looking at something as inspiration and looking at something as something you emulate and copy for your own brand. And let me tell you why you can't do that. Why that is a huge no-no. That's a huge no-no because guess what? That brand that you say you like, that you love, oh, that's dope. I want to do that. I love those colors. And like, I love that scheme. I love that feel. I love what she's saying or he's saying. I love what they're doing. I love their energy. I love their vibe. That's good branding, first of all. But guess what happens when you try to copy somebody else's brand? And you realize that, guess what happens when you copy someone else's brand? More often than not, you're going to fail. Why? Because that brand was built on that person and you aren't them. Creating a brand that focuses on you, your core values, and what you like and what you want to give your audience is how you create a profitable brand. Your audience wants to connect with you. Believe it or not, there are millions of people out there who are waiting for you to get yourself together so they can get themselves together. When you copy someone else's brand, you've committed the absolutely highest brand sin you can commit. And that's not being your true self. That is not being you as a brand. You, like I said, you are your brand. If you go and build your brand on what someone else is doing, what someone else is saying, what someone else is giving their audience, then you aren't building your brand on you. Your brand isn't you, it's them. So you can't turn around and wonder why you're failing or why things aren't working for you, why you aren't making money. It's because you're not being your true authentic self. And we need to be that first before we can build our brand. Number 2, stop being visually confusing. Listen, stop with the 10,000 fonts and the 20,000 colors. Please. It is confusing the heck out of your customer and it's telling them, oh my God, she or he is all over the place. Like, I ain't giving them no money. No. You really only need 2 to 3 fonts and 3 to 5 colors. Maximum 5 colors. Maximum 3 fonts. Anything beyond that gets busy and your customers' eyeballs are like, this is what they're doing when they're looking at your brand. They're just all over the place. And it's the same thing when they go on your website and they don't know where to click, like things are in the wrong place. Like, you got to put things where people expect them. And I'm going into detail, so let's move on to number 1. Number 1 is, again, be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent. Right? Be consistent. Be consistent in your website. Be consistent in your social media. Be consistent on your YouTube. And that's not just color. It's not just visual. It's not just your fonts. It is when you post. If you tell people you're going to post every Sunday, talking to me, post every Sunday. When you post irregularly, you mess up your own algorithm. You make yourself not relevant. And you don't want to do that. Being consistent is going to help your brand build trust and loyalty with your audience. And that is how you create a profitable brand. Having those 2 elements perfected for your brand is what's going to get your audience to spend money with you. Do they trust you? Are they loyal? Are they going to get what they expect from you when they expect it from you? Be consistent. Now, let's talk about how we fix the mistakes. How do we fix being inconsistent? How do we fix being visually all over the place? How do we fix, not really having a clear idea of what our brand is and sort of just being a chameleon of other brands and sort of pulling pieces from here and there to create this sort of Frankenstein brand that we really want to stay away from? Let's avoid the Frankenstein brand. The first thing, which I feel is the foundation of everything else you put your brand on, is understanding who you are and who you are as a brand. Now, I want you to grab your notebook and a pen or a piece of paper and your pen, your most favorite pen, the one that writes good. Pause the video because I have 4 questions that I want you to write down and answer. Question number 1. What makes you an expert in your area? Number 2, why did you start your business? Number 3, what is it you are offering? What are your products and services? Number 4, what makes you different? We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier when we talked about what branding is. You have to define for yourself, for your business, what makes you different from everyone else and use it to your advantage. You got to understand who you're talking to. Who is your audience? If you don't know who you're talking to, you don't know what they want. And if you don't know what they want, you can't give them what they want. So you have to know who your audience is, what problems you're solving for them, and how your business benefits them. What's the benefit to them when they interact with you and your brand? What will they walk away with? What product, service, or experience are they going to walk away with? What are you going to leave them with? It should be positive. It should be something memorable. It should be something different and unique so that they come back and they bring other people with them. And we're going to go right back to being consistent. It is the most important thing. You guys have to understand how being consistent affects the people that are looking at you and looking at your brand. Everything related to you and your business that your target audience sees should be consistent, both visually and in content. So when I say visually consistent, what does that mean? That means your business name is the same across all your platforms. Everybody knows who you are, what your business is, what your business represents. Your social media business name, it should line up with your business name. Your logo has to be consistent. You can't have one logo on social media. You can't have a different logo on your business cards and a different logo on your website and a different logo in your email signature. God, get it together. It's got to be consistent. Your brand colors have to be consistent. I have, you guys, I'm going to give you a free downloadable template in Canva. You can use it with the free version. All you need to do is create an account. I'll put the link down in the description to help you build your brand story. And that's somewhere that you can keep your colors, your textures, things about your visual brand that you want to remember when you are creating other content for your brand. So make sure you download that. It's free, super free, real free. It's free. So download it and just drop in the colors and the pictures that you want to represent your brand. It'll help you get a visual idea of where you are currently and what you want. You also need to be consistent with your website. Like I said, the feel of the website, is it light? Is it dark? Is it vibrant? Is it muted? Is it what? What is it? Simple? Is it modern? Is it ornate? It's got to be consistent. Like, you can't have one page that just got one element on it and then the next page has 80,000 things on it. You will confuse your audience. Stop confusing your audience. And the last thing for being visually consistent is creating a social media layout and design that is consistent. Regardless of what pattern you do, regardless of what colors you choose, let it be consistent. It should be consistent regardless of what you're posting, because visually you want your audience to know that you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and they will want to spend their money with you. They will want to come back and spend time, connect with you on your social media, through your website, and eventually what we all hope is buy your products. Let's move on to what I mean by being content consistent. Content consistent is being and the best way to do this is, like I said, create your brand based on you. You have to have your own voice, your own authentic voice. Your content is your expertise. It is not what someone else is doing. It is not what someone else knows. Give your audience what you know, where you're at. Like, maybe you don't understand how to use Illustrator. Maybe you don't understand how to use Canva. You shouldn't be teaching classes or telling people how to use Illustrator and Canva. if you don't know how to use them. If your thing is empowering women or helping people to start businesses or doing logos and how to create a logo, a simple logo on your phone, if that's what you know how to do, teach that, show that, share that. Let your audience connect with you based on what you know currently. Don't promise them something that you can't provide. Lastly, be consistent in the information you give. Additionally, I kind of just said that, but additionally, I want you to avoid the bait and switch. So many times, I've seen people say, oh, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you that. And then you click on something, you download something, and it's like, that ain't what you said it was. Like, that's not what I was expecting. You want to underpromise and overdeliver. So, if I say that I'm going to give you a free brand storyboard, right, which I am, I can't say, go download the free Canva template, and then when you get there, it's an InDesign template or a Photoshop template, or it's not free. Right? Don't do the bait and switch, because you'll turn your customer off real quick and they will go somewhere else to get what they need. Now that we got through all that, I hope that was really helpful to you guys. And that brings me to the end of my video. Like I said, I am so glad you're here. I'm so glad that this is happening finally after I'm probably 2 years late, but I'm here and I'm doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'll be here next Sunday, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, my name is Lorryn Heather, the Brand Chick, and remember, you are your brand.